They include this map of the Bronx, and as you can see, there's nothing on it, no bus routes, and that is the point. Commuters got to come here and speak directly to the MTA and tell them exactly the type of bus service they would like to see in their borough. Many people telling New York One they just can't believe that Lisa Velasquez was murdered in such a heinous way. This, as authorities say, they believe both suspects are equally responsible for her murder. And another look at this gunshot hole that clearly missed this doorway. Glass could have gone right through. People sitting in there worried. They want to know who did this. Police looking into multiple victims, multiple shootings here in Brooklyn. The crash was so loud that people rushed here to find out what all the commotion was about. And as you can see, there's still tons of debris left at the scene. There are car parts and that light pole you mentioned, which was split in half upon impact. La comunidad aquí en Nueva York demostrando que están unidos con la isla de Puerto Rico un año después del huracán María. This is the result of all of that rain, flooding in the Bronx and other parts of the city. This parking lot looks like a swimming pool. Now that I have my feather jacket and my headpiece, there's only one more thing to say, and that's yes, back to you. And I'm getting to know them, Vivian, and I'm dancing with them. Look at what 6th Avenue is, a big Dominican party right now. People are excited to be here at the Dominican Day Parade. They're ecstatic to celebrate their culture. Lots of music, thank you. Lots of dancing, lots of this, booty shaking. On 6th Avenue, and we will have it all day for you on New York One. Back to you. Fear, frustration, confusion, and I was listening to your conversation about whether we've been downplaying this or not. Well, the passengers that I've been talking to say you were not downplaying it because they were afraid. Many of them were up in the air when the blue lights started flickering, and it's already scary for many people to fly. To see something like that happen while you're up in the air, we can only imagine what they must have been going through. Lots of drama here on the West Side Highway, and there's still a heavy police presence. Hours after shots rang out, cars were crashed, and a suspect tried to make a getaway. As you can see, investigators are still positioned along the West Side Highway and also the side streets leading to 12th Avenue. Traffic has been an absolute nightmare, but this is how police say it all started. A drug enforcement task force was conducting an investigation. They were looking for a suspected drug dealer. They stopped a car, a suspicious car, here near West 50th Street and tried to question the driver. But instead of cooperating, we're told the suspect threatened the officers. There was some shots fired. Then the suspect sped off heading north and was eventually caught up in the Riverdale section of the Bronx at 262nd Street. We spoke to a witness who says he saw the car being stopped by the officers and the suspect refusing to roll down his window. He heard about 3 gunshots and then was struck by the suspect's car as he made a getaway.
I see from my mirror, the police coming, wee.
Officials have not said who opened fire, whether the suspect or police. We do know that no one was injured. Sources say someone will likely be charged sometime tonight. Our Lori Chung is in Riverdale at the second crime scene, so stick with New York One for any updates on this developing story. But as I said, still an active scene here on the West Side Highway. That's the latest. I'm Yensi. Back to you. Well, sources tell New York One that a fight broke out this morning between the correctional officers, some of them, and some juvenile detainees here at the center. We're also told that 4 officers sustained injuries, including one that reported having some chest pains. Now, we were the only crew here when the ambulance showed up, and firefighters as well reported to the scene. Take a look at the video. You can see that the fight happened sometime this morning, and crews showed up to respond to it. We were here expecting to see young inmates being transported from Rikers Island to the Horizon Juvenile Center here in the South Bronx, but a staffer told us off camera that they have been bringing in 16 and 17-year-olds since Friday night. They were brought here quietly well before the state deadline. This matters because correctional officers have been speaking out against this transfer. They are not allowed to use pepper spray in a juvenile facility, something they say makes them feel less safe. That's why the timing of this fight we're hearing about is so critical. The Corrections Officers Union is asking a judge to block the city from sending them to work here. I can also tell you that most, if not all of the people transferred, again, 16 and 17 years old. A spokesperson with the Administration of Children's Services tells New York One, quote, all youth have been transferred from RIKERS to Horizon Juvenile Center. We spoke to a union leader who represents the social services staff here. He says this transfer was a rush job.
The city was not ready for this move.
ACS tells New York One that a total of 93 people under the age of 18 being housed here. Again, on the first day of this transfer, we're told a fight breaks out between correctional officers and teenagers at this juvenile center. When we saw the ambulance leave, there were no patients on board. Stick with New York One for details. That's the latest from here in the South Bronx. Amy Yensi, back to you. Exclusive video of the unannounced visit by exterminators to a Bronx public housing complex infested by rats. An attempt at emergency pest control after stomach-turning videos of huge rats brazenly roaming on kitchen sinks and counters were posted on social media. Tenants at the Claremont Consolidated Development telling New York One these rats aren't intimidated and that one even bit a baby.
It grabbed my stepfather. It was chewing on his shirt, so I hit it and grabbed it and brought it downstairs. Those ain't rats, those are thug rats. They fight back.
On Friday morning, housing authority officials were highly visible to check on the cleanup and tried to reassure worried residents.
There's a young gentleman here who's the caretaker, and he has done an incredible job keeping the basement clean.
So NYCHA is on top of it?
Absolutely.
We're told NYCHA has been patching up rat holes in the basement. Garbage disposal has been rerouted to the side of the building, and sanitation crews have been picking up garbage 3 times a day.
Since the garbage has been shifted, we are seeing, less rats. But are we satisfied? Absolutely not. We still have a lot more work to do.
Tenants agree, sharing these new photos of live rats popping up in the courtyard and poisoned ones turning up in a bathroom. They are filling out these complaint forms that are supposed to go directly to Mayor de Blasio. And we're told Con Edison will give refunds to tenants who were charged extra because utility workers refused to read the meters in the basement because of all of the rats there.
You still hear them all over the walls, the ceilings. They in there.
What does it sound like?
Like horses.
They sound like horses.
Like horses.
Because so many kitchens are infested, NYCHA says that it will provide free delivered food to the 60 households here until the rats are eradicated. In the Bronx, Amy Yensi, New York One. When you walk through the doors of the Apollo Theater, its place in musical history is written on the walls. On Saturday, about 500 people came to Harlem for their chance to shine.
This is where stars have been made, and I want to be a star. I want to be famous.
Those auditioning compete for a spot on Amateur Night. The weekly talent showcase has been running here since 1934.
I sung and danced, and I think I was pretty good.
Lauryn Hill, Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald. There are many people who have proven their stuff right here on the Apollo Theater stage.
The contestants come from all over the country and world. The talent and acts as diverse as they come. From comedy,
you know you hood when you older than your uncle,
to whatever this is, and plenty of singing.
Change gonna come, oh yes it will, yeah.
The grand prize for the Amateur Night winner this season is $20,000, but the Apollo audience is known to be tough. Elijah Bradford and the Valentinos say they have some heavenly help that will set them apart.
We believe that music is medicine. We believe that God is the ingredient. And we believe that we've been empowered to write the prescription.
Dancer Janai Perry has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and says she's hoping to inspire others.
If I could dance and do everything people say I can't do, that mean right now, that means other people could do it too. If you got a disability or something's wrong, I mean, if I did it, then you could do it too.
Anyone who gets past the audition gets to come here on this famous Apollo stage, rub on the log for good luck, and then follow in the footsteps of some of the greatest performers in American history. In Harlem, Amy Yensi, New York One.